Well, today I tried hard to find something that would kind of sweet and wholesome and loving. These are not the readings for that. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't make that fit. So we'll talk about what the readings are about. I'm sure it seems odd to us today, and even quite cruel, to treat someone with a severe disability by killing the community and isolating them outside of the town, leaving them to fend for themselves. Imagine if we were to do that with anyone who had COVID. Yet maybe we have. Is this so different? With no friends or loved ones to visit. Now, what the Bible calls leprosy really isn't the leprosy that we call Hansen's disease today, although some of it may have been. But this infectious skin diseases, including rashes, time before medicine, a time when infection meant there could and probably would spread the disease, and like today, separation was in effect the way to save the whole community. So when we read the law regarding lepers in Leviticus, we need to understand that context. It was not meant to be a protection for all the uninfected people. And notice that they weren't always cast out. Someone wasting away would be cast out forever. Infections simply cleared up, dealing with that and bringing a person back into the community. And the other problem with the early Jewish understanding was that there was a strong relationship between the external act and the internal act in the mind of the Hebrew. Leprosy was a sign of sin, a sign of uncleanliness, both of which separated the person from the Jewish community. Now, when we look at the gospel reading about the leper, the first thing I want you to notice is that Jesus was approached by a leper. This was and be alone. But Jesus doesn't run away from the man as the others would, but is moved with pity for him. Amazing, because the man puts his complete faith in the ability of Jesus. One has to wonder how we even heard of Jesus. But I guess, as anyone with a bad disease like cancer can tell you, the sick person is always looking for ways to get better, for the newest findings on the disease, or for it. The leper probably would have had his ear open to find out about one of the many healers, most, but some who used folk medicine, who were quite common at the time. And the leper's faith is such that he asks for his cure in a very unique way. He doesn't just say, "Cure me, please," but he puts it in a way that gives Jesus choice in the matter. If you choose, you can make me clean. And Jesus responds in a similar fashion, "I do choose." As the man is immediately made clean, we then learn what a person has to do to be entered back into community. He has to go to a priest and be checked out and make an offering to God for the cleansing, usually a sacrificial animal. And when Jesus asks him not to tell anyone about how he was cured, I'm sure that Jesus knew he was not being realistic and that people were going to want to know how this man with the torn clothes and the disheveled hair was made clean. if only so that they too could take advantage of such a person. What Jesus didn't at this point was his 15 minutes of fame as a faith healer, because that wasn't what he was really about. Healing was something that he could do, and it strengthens people's faith in him. But what he really wanted to do was to preach the good news of the kingdom of heaven, eventually knowing that he would die to bring about that. Too much success too early would not allow that message to be spread. Unfortunately for Jesus, though, the man told everyone, so that Jesus didn't preach in the towns anymore because of the number of people wanting cures. He was confined to preaching in the countryside, where people still came to be cured, but where he could also spread them out and work in his preaching. In the case of Jesus, although not in this one, Jesus also forgave sins. Perhaps with the leper, he wanted to show that there was not a relationship between disease and sinning, and that one was not a sign of the other. In many healings, though, he tried to cure both the outer and inner person. And the psalm today expresses that with the beautiful words, "I acknowledged my sin to you, and you forgave the guilt of my sin." This same healing is available to us today. One of the most hopeful and remarkable things about our Christian heritage. Each Sunday at the beginning of Mass, if we are truly sorry for sins and are given absolution for them, and in our prayer of the faithful we say to God, "If you choose to, you can cure," and he often chooses to. So you out there who are sick, this might be an approach to take in your prayer. Have faith in Jesus' ability to cure. Forgive him. Cure me if you choose to. He knows better than we do all of the ramifications and can make that decision better than we can. Our prayers for others should also be, cure them if you choose to. And let me close then today with St. Paul's words, "Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do everything for the glory of God." Let us try to make God part of our everyday life and actions, so that when we are in trouble, like the psalm says, or in bad health, we can come to his leper, and God will know our faith and our belief, and cure us if God so chooses. These are hopeful thoughts that come from the good and that I think fit so well into our pandemic. And God bless.